So Nexon Games has been on fire recently with dropping information in regards to the First Descendant's open beta. Now in this video, we're going to be covering Game Guide Part 3, Special Operations and Void Intercept Battles. And just like the prior videos, after this one is over, if you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below, and I'll get back to them the best I can. So let's go ahead and get into this one. Kicking things off, they've got the standard Greeting Descendants message. In this third guide, we'll cover Special Operations and Void Intercept Battles, from which large amounts of EXP and materials needed for Descendant research and advanced equipment can be obtained. Then they've got a little note here that says this game guide has been created based on the cross-play open beta. Some parts may change for the official launch. Next up, they've got the table of contents, and we're going to skip right past this and go straight into section 1. What is Special Operations? In Special Operations, you are matched as a party and enter a field of your choice to complete a mission with your party members. During Special Operations, you can obtain large amounts of EXP and equipment, as well as a chance to obtain amorphous material. Amorphous material is an item that can be used to obtain Descendant production materials, crystallization catalyst blueprints, energy activator blueprints, etc. You can obtain one of the amorphous material components by defeating the Colossus linked to the possessed amorphous material and the Void Intercept Battle. These are going to be the raids. Hover the mouse over the obtained amorphous material to open it and view the list of items you can obtain. Click See Linked Colossus with the L key. To view the Colossus you must defeat in order to obtain the items inside the amorphous material. Then they go ahead and show you an example of the amorphous material and the items that you can get inside of it. Now what this part is saying is that amorphous material is linked to a specific Colossus. So in order for you to open up the amorphous material, you must defeat the Colossus that's specifically linked to that amorphous material. And by doing so, you'll be able to obtain the contents from that amorphous material. Some of the contents are blueprints for Descendants and blueprints for weapons. So make sure that you're defeating the Colossus that's linked specifically to that amorphous material if you want to open it. So let's go ahead and get back into it. Regularly playing Special Operations can quickly help you level up your Descendants, obtain new Descendants, and enhance your equipment even more efficiently. Special Operations will be available after you've completed all the main quests in the Kingston Zone, and Special Operations in other zones will become available by stage each time you complete a main quest in a new zone. Now all they're trying to say here is you're not going to be able to do Special Operation missions for a zone until you've completed the main story for that zone. And that's really all they're trying to say, so let's go ahead and get back into it. Then we've got our first tip, and it says on the start screen of each Void Intercept Battle, these are going to be the raids, you can view the amorphous materials linked to each Colossus. In the Void Intercept Battle UI, click the Colossus to view the amorphous material linked to it. And then they go ahead and give us an example with the Grave Walker here, and over to the right is the linked amorphous material you can get from defeating this Void Boss. Down here below, it says if you defeat the Colossus with the amorphous material in your inventory, you can select and use one of the amorphous materials from the corresponding linked Colossus, as well as one of the amorphous material component items. The obtained items will be sent to your inventory. Section 2 is how to play Special Operations. To enter Special Operations, you can either enter via the Special Operations Terminal in the Albion Zone, or through each zone's Special Operations missions. The first thing it shows is a picture of Albion and where the Special Operations Terminal is located. The next thing it shows is a picture of Kingston, and where the Special Operation Terminals are for Kingston is the two purple icons. Through these two methods, you will be matched with a party when entering Special Operations and proceed with the mission with the party members. However, Special Operations for which the required conditions have not been met will be deactivated and you will not be able to enter. Simply put, all that's stating is that you must complete the required condition in order to participate in a special operation, and it must be done for all party members. Now we've got another tip here. Required conditions for Special Operations can be viewed beforehand. Required conditions for deactivated Special Operations can be viewed on the mission start screen, and they go ahead and give you an example of the mission in Kingston Resource Defense, and the required condition is to complete all missions in Kingston. So this is something you're going to have to do if you want to do a Special Operations, and if you have any fellow party members who want to join you, they're going to have to complete it as well if they want to participate in the missions alongside of you. Let's keep going. Moving right into section number 3 is types of Special Operations. 3-1 is what is Resource Defense. Resource Defense is a type of special operation in which you defend the Albion Cooper carrier from incoming monster attacks for a set amount of time. If you successfully defend until the time ends, the wave will end and the next wave will begin. Once you clear a certain wave, mid-mission rewards can be obtained with a set chance of obtaining amorphous materials. Once you have reached a wave where you can obtain rewards, you can choose either to continue and challenge new waves or to abort and leave the special operation. and the halfway inspection is going to look like this, and this is where you choose to abort or continue. Now this is going to be really important information because what it's stating here is if you choose to continue, you'll gamble all the rewards that you've made up to this point in order to achieve more rewards. However, if your number of deaths on your team total above 8, then you'll lose all the rewards you've earned up to this point. So you have to make that call on whether you want to abort and take the rewards you've received up to this point, or if you want to continue and risk everything that you've earned in order to gamble for more. Now getting back into it, as the number of waves increases during the mission, so will its difficulty, and the death counter, which is the total number of times party members are allowed to die for resource defense missions, is 8. If the total party of deaths exceeds the death count, the mission will fail, and that's what I was referring to, where if you die too many times, you'll go ahead and lose all of your rewards because you were risking it by continuing. 3-2 is what is mind blocking. Mind blocking is a special operation in which you must defeat all the monsters that get created on the field. Once you defeat every monster in the field, the wave will end. After a certain period of time has passed, the next wave will begin. Once you clear a certain wave, mid-mission rewards can be obtained, with a set chance of obtaining amorphous materials. Once you've reached a wave where you can obtain rewards, you can choose either to continue and challenge new waves or to abort and leave the special operation. The halfway inspection will be the same as the other missions, and the wave number increases during the mission, so will its difficulty and the number of monsters. Just like resource defense, the mind blocking mission also has a death count. The total number of deaths party members will be allowed to die, which is going to be 8 for this one as well. If the total party deaths exceed the death count, the mission will fail. Section 4. What is a Void Intercept Battle? A Void Intercept Battle is a raid which you enter a zone as a party with the objective of defeating the Colossus. These are going to be the bosses in the game. Successfully defeating the Colossus will reward you with a large amount of equipment and advanced modules. Just as in special operations, if you clear a Void Intercept Battle while possessing amorphous material, you can obtain one of the amorphous material component items as a reward. The amorphous material used will then disappear from your inventory. You can select your amorphous material reward on the results screen after defeating the Colossus. The selected reward will be sent to your inventory. Void Intercept Battles have standard and hard difficulties, and each Colossus has a specific quest completion requirement which must be fulfilled in order to participate. The required conditions for each Colossus are specified separately. In addition, a Shaper Key is needed to increase the chances of gaining special rewards in Void Intercept Battles. During the upcoming crossplay open beta, this item will be provided regularly, so anyone who meets the required conditions will be able to participate with the item in possession. Next, they go ahead and show you the screen for the Void Intercept Battles. Now, if you've never done a Void Intercept Battle before, these are going to be the bosses of the game, also known as Colossus. While fighting a Colossus, there's a death counter of 3, which is the maximum number of times that your party members are allowed to die, and there's also going to be a time restraint in which you must bring the boss down by. If either one of these conditions go unmet, then the Void Intercept has failed and you're going to have to retry. Now, if we look back over here, we've got the Gravewalker, the Executioner, and the Devourer. The Gravewalker has the death counter displayed there, and the required conditions are complete normal Gravewalker, complete interception quest 1 time. If we move on down here, we can see click the Colossus that will be in the Intercept Battle to view information about the linked amorphous material, the damage type for the corresponding Colossus, the main attack type, and type resistance. Information about the Colossus destructible parts, removable parts, and destructible parts when frenzied will also be displayed. Now, if we look below this, we can see information about the Colossus weak point type, attack type, and type resistance is displayed in orange, which is going to be right over here. Information on the Colossus destructible parts is going to be in red, which is right here. We've got the core cap, the helm, and the sensor. Hotkeys can be used to view the Colossus destructible parts, removable parts, and destructible parts when frenzied, and that's going to be right here. You can use A or D to move through those. Alright, coming down here, we have a tip. You can participate in the first Void Intercept Battle after completing the final main quest in Kingston. Once you complete the final main quest in Kingston, a quest Another Duty, in which a Void Intercept Battle can be played, will be activated. Start this quest and try the Void Intercept Battle. And there you go, that's going to be how you're going to initiate your first Void Intercept Battle. Moving into Section 5, it's how to participate in Void Intercept Battles. There are 2 ways to play a Void Intercept Battle. First, you can talk to the NPC Seneca in Albion, select a boss to begin. Second, you can select a boss in the world map with your G key to begin. Now, if we look over here in Albion, you've got your NPC Seneca right there, and that's where you're going to select your Void Intercept Battle. Next, you've got your world map, and here you've got the Void Intercept Battle Normal, and right here you've got the Void Intercept Battle Hard. When starting a Void Intercept Battle, you will be matched with a party and sent to the zone with a Colossus. Void Intercept Battles have a time limit and a death count, the total number of times a party member can die, which is going to be 3, and that's what we covered earlier. If a party's death count exceeds 3, the mission will fail. The mission will also fail if you do not defeat the Colossus within the time limit. That's something else we talked about, and you've got the Grave Walker here in the 10-minute countdown. Moving into the tips for defeating the Colossus. Pressing tab will highlight the destructible parts of the boss in blue. If you focus your attacks on these parts, the highlighted parts will turn yellow. When this happens, you can either use a grappling hook to remove the highlighted parts or continue focusing the attacks to destroy the part. Doing so will put the boss in a groggy state. Now, a groggy state is going to be the best time for your party to maximize their DPS, as during this time the Colossus is going to be immobile. Alright, moving on to the next tip. Sort your inventory before starting a Void Intercept Battle. A successful Void Intercept Battle will draw large amounts of items. You must pick up these items before the Albion return counter ends to obtain them. After returning to Albion, you will not be able to obtain additional rewards. Moving on, you can leave immediately if you want. After completing a Void Intercept Battle and farming all the items, you can use the escape key to bring up the menu and click Leave Intercept Battle to return to Albion. And the final tip they have here is rescue stunned party members during special operations and Void Intercept Battles. During a special operation or Void Intercept Battle, a party member will become stunned and unable to fight if their HP is completely depleted. Rescue that party member within the rescue time limit to save them and avoid reducing the death counter. You can view the rescue time remaining via the gauge under their nickname. If they are not rescued before this gauge runs out, the party member will die, and that's going to reduce your death counter. Alright guys, that's going to wrap it up for this one. Hopefully you enjoyed this guide, and if you still have questions, you can leave those in the comments down below. You can also follow me over on Twitch, where you can ask me questions live, where I'll be streaming this game. And for all things First Descendant related, be sure to check back, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.